Hey y'all, I got a question. In Deuteronomy 21, Yahweh says, if someone has a stubborn and rebellious son who will not obey his father and mother, who does not heed them when they discipline him, then his father and his mother shall take hold of him and bring him out to the elders of his town at the gate of that place. They shall say to the elders of this town, this son of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey us. Then all the men of the town shall stone him to death. So you shall purge the evil from your midst, and all Israel will hear and be afraid. Many reject and try to deflect from this commandment that Yahweh says is eternal by using their scapegoat Jesus. But let's see what Jesus has to say about this. We're going to be reading from Mark chapter 7. And to give context, this is when the Pharisees and scribes are criticizing Jesus and his disciples for eating with unwashed hands, which is a Jewish tradition. And in the next few verses, Jesus is going to be responding to them. Jesus said to them, Isaiah prophesied rightly about you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching human precepts as doctrines. You abandon the commandment of God and hold to human tradition. Then he said to them, you have a fine way of rejecting the commandment of God in order to keep your tradition. For Moses said, honor your father and your mother, and whoever speaks evil of father or mother must surely die. But you say that if anyone tells father or mother, whatever support you might have had from me is korban, that is, an offering to God, then you no longer permit doing anything for a father or mother, thus nullifying the word of God through your tradition that you have handed on. And you do many things like this. This is to all of y'all who reject the Mosaic laws, the Levitical laws, the laws that Yahweh said would be forever. Jesus is clearly saying to the Pharisees and the scribes, they are not following God's commandments, which is to kill their children if they're disobedient. Instead, they're keeping them in their homes because they are listening to the children and letting them talk them out of doing what God commanded. Then Jesus goes into how following human traditions like washing hands and certain food laws don't matter. And what matters most is actually completely devoting your heart to God's commandments. Now, with Jesus in support of this law that God commanded, I want to know, if God asked you to do something like this to your child, would you? I'm just asking.